this was hugely anticipated clash. I mean, arguably even more so than Tenchu's return versus Copyright. This was the battle of this card. This is one that everyone are looking forward to. I know you say you kind of don't live in that meta world of people building up the social expectation, and then Viewpoint, for example, and all these other forums, but Viewpoint mostly was definitely where Raptor kind of rallied his fans and built contention for it. And you were a bit more silent towards this. You were coming off the Caustic thing. Did you see this as redemption? Did you see this as just you were sleeping normal now, so this would be business as usual? What was the build up?
Yeah, pretty much did. Like, I was expecting myself to win.
Yeah.
Like, but again, like, I don't really participate in the whole build up to the battle. I find it a strange that people like shit talk each other before a battle. Like, I get it before a fight, and I get it before any other form of competition except battle rap. But that people talk shit about each other, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm better than you, you're worse than me. And then the build up to that is towards them standing in front of each other and saying, I'm better than you, you're worse than me, I'm pure shit. They just do the same thing. Again, the build up is the exact same as what they're building up to. It's a very strange thing to me. So I never really like participate in shit talking leading up. I get it from like a financial standpoint and a promotional standpoint. What I'm saying is that I don't understand why people are engaged in that. Like, why like fans enjoy like that kind of build up. And it's not something I really enjoy. Like it's all fake. Like, all of it is fake. And I try and be as authentic as possible. No. Like, we're co-workers. We show up and shake each other's hand. Like, what the fuck? What kind of cornball would I be if I was like saying to Raptor, oh, you're a faggot, you're a bitch, you're what, and then showed up to the venue, shook his hand and said, I remember South Africa, you know what I mean? Like, that's just not who I am as a person.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, actually, can we just briefly, you went to South Africa. I completely forgot about that. That's huge as well. I mean,
that is like great fun, dude.
Even bigger than Canada. That is, because that is the true exotic, isn't it? Canada is so similar in so many ways to here, but that was such a different journey.
That was insane, dude. That is a real eye-opening experience. Very humbling.
Yeah, I bet so.
It puts everything into perspective, like how some people live over there.
And just obviously, so you did have that kind of relationship with Raptor going back, or at least you'd known him before that. So you were aware for a while of this guy. Were you rating him?
I think Raptor's really good.
Yeah,
I still think Raptor's really good.
Oh, no. I think he's incredible. I think the Tony D battle, as we discussed in the Old English battle, solidified me as a fan for sure.
Yeah,
but even before that, like, I was lucky enough to live in Manchester when Words of Weapons were still going, and I went to quite a few of the events, and one of the battles that I caught was not one of his most popular ones, but when he battled this guy called Jackass, who's a really, really good MC from Words of Weapons as well. And it was a fantastic battle. On that battle, Future battle, FOS, anyone knows that battle. It's a brilliant Words of Weapons battle as well. But I was like, fuck, this guy, just the confidence on the beat was fantastic. And like, he had genuine bars, which was quite rare to encounter in Words of Weapons. And then he comes to Don't Flop. Young Guns Fusion tryout was okay. The Gem battle was absolutely brilliant. And then, just goes at the rungs, really. So you were just, obviously he was worthy in your eyes, but were you thinking, oh, maybe I thought it'd be Quill, or was it just, you're the champion, Don't Flop picks for you? That's kind of one of the bonuses.
Don't Flop definitely does pick for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get like a say in it.
Yeah.
But I was under the impression it would be Raptor. Like, I think Raptor deserved it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
100%. Like, but I think even if Gemini and Quill wanted it, it still should have been Raptor.
Yeah.
Like, I know that everyone, it's sort of revisionist now because the battles happened, so everyone's going to say it should have been Quill or Gem because what happened. But like, if you don't look at it through the lens of the past, you look at what Raptor did. Like, I know in the battle, like, I belittle his accomplishment, but I have to do that. I have to make him seem unworthy, so to speak. Like, that's the point of the battle.
Yeah.
But like, realistically, the guy had a 3-2 split decision with Tony that, like, you could make a very strong case that Raptor won that battle. Like, very strong. You could make a strong case that Tony won the battle as well. I'm just saying it's extremely close. And Tony is, like, undefeated. The only battles he lost were Real Deal and M, and it's because he choked in them both.
Yep.
Like, and Raptor, in a battle that Tony didn't choke in, might have won. Like, nothing Gemini or Quill has done has been, like, anywhere close to that. Because, honestly, like, Tony won his title matches, like, fairly cleanly, right? Like he had like 1 vote against, 2 votes against him across all 4 of his title matches or something.
Wow,
ridiculous. So it's just like for Raptor to get, shout out Raptor, man. He definitely deserved his shot, and I never thought for 1 second, and still don't think that it should have been Quill or Gemini.
No, and I cannot wait for Raptor versus Shocks the Rebel coming out soon.
The Rebel,
Shocks the Rebel. What a
not a Rebel in ages, dude. I want to get some Rebels.
No.
The problem with Rebels is when you buy Rebels, you're effectively only buying like 80% of Rebels. You know what I mean? That's all that was the problem I've had with it. It's like an inefficient chocolate purchase.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like after more than 2 decades now of trying to enjoy the orange and coffee ones, my taste buds just won't.
I like the orange.
They won't budge. Yeah.
I love the orange ones. The orange ones are my favorite ones, but the coffee ones, like literally no one I know likes them. So, and most people only like 3 out of them. So it's like, well, it's just such an inefficient.
There is.
Like, it's so much easier to get more for your money than Rebels. But yeah, I kind of fancy a Rebel now. Do you like remember, an orange one?
Yeah. Do you remember the advert where it was like a kind of backroom Japanese like Russian roulette parlor?
Yeah, and they're advertising and they're eating the coffee one. They're like, no. It's like, why are you advertising your own chocolate as shit, bro? Like this is. I love
that though. No, that was just the embrace of identity of the brand. It just,
some kind of weird Russian roulette in the confectionery world.
It was proper like the end of the Deer Hunter. Like,
man,
the bandana.
Yeah, that's a good movie, dude.
Amazing film. Yeah. So Raptor with his first, one of the things that was so brilliant about this event that Don't Flop has started doing, which is a genius move, is they've started live streaming their first rounds. So anyone that's not a member of Viewpoint probably wouldn't be aware, but basically, what they do is exactly that. So every battle of that day, including Soul versus Raptor, I remember Frankie Fraser versus Jay Short came on quite early. It was just so cool to see the first 2 rounds. Then you just got a taste for the flavour of it. Really good on their move. So we had seen this round before, and I remember seeing this round just after the battle had occurred, and thinking, oh god, Raptor's here. Like, Raptor's coming with some really, really good writing, which he does throughout. I should say that his writing is of a great quality, and there's no reason for that. But I just feel that the reason title matches matter, the reason the title matches keep happening, the reason they're actually a thing, is because most of the time, what it means is that both competitors are rising their writing level above what they've done before to fit the occasion, which is definitely what I think happened with U versus C, when you had that round where you kind of attacked the whole, Mark Gris Blizzard crop, and sort of like, you use the title match and your opponent kind of as a prism on which to kind of attack wider issues and then kind of gaze them through it, and it's a really interesting thing you do.
Yeah.
And obviously you do that as well. We'll get onto the, you forgot one sort of thing. We'll get onto the. So whereas I feel that the sort of C performance was kind of definitely a notch up for you already as you were getting better and better and better as we keep going through. Whereas I felt that maybe Raptor's kind of Tony and Cannon rounds were maybe slightly superior to his stuff here. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Perhaps it also could be, I know I keep coming back to this, could be an expectation thing. Right. Like the lens that people view a battle through is extremely important, and how the consensus forms on like how good their performance is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, completely. And everyone thought Raptor was going to kill it. He was like on Viewpoint. It's definitely not why I stay away from the promotional side and be I'm going to kill it. But like if you like say all that shit, the expectation just becomes extremely high. So it's an unfortunate byproduct of me that I don't do that, because it makes my expectations very a lot easier to meet, because I don't really set any myself. Like publicly, I set them for myself, but not publicly. So yeah, I think maybe and when you say that you're going to do all this and say you're going to kill it and that you're just going to murder me, then when you don't, anything less than that is makes it look worse. And when you lose the battle, it looks even worse than it would have had he just been quiet. Yeah, and quite badly. But there is some good stuff here. You don't have likability, this sort of stuff here. Too bad you can't write delivery. References and all that scientific shit could make this the same on either side, like it's a line of symmetry. It's really that kind of good stuff from Raptor. Really, really good stuff here, and his delivery is really good as well. And because we haven't yet seen your rounds, we're kind of just judging it on its own merit. It does stand out and it does seem good, and he is battling. How are you feeling when he was kind of there? Like, he's quite a physical performer, he's kind of coming at you, he's got a great flow to him. It must be, it's quite a tough opponent, even right there live in front of you. Yeah. I don't get shook in battles. Right, what's the worst they can he punched you in the face. All right, cool, man. I've been punched in the face so many times in my life. It's just like whatever, man. It's not even that bad. Like it barely hurts. Like it hurts like for maybe like 10 minutes or whatever. The worst was like for a couple of days when the guy hit me in the jaw, and it hurt to eat for a while. But that, like, other than that, it's like getting hit. There's a lot worse things that can happen than getting punched in the face. That is not as bad as everyone makes it out. So if I'm already like not scared of like the worst case scenario, like, then it's just like whatever, dude. Be as loud as you want.
Yeah. No.
For me, I don't. What they're doing doesn't really affect me, other than like if they have a very good round, it makes me up my game. Whereas like in the third round, after he chokes his third round, I sort of don't perform it as aggressively as I would have had he just had like some incredible third round or whatever.
Yeah.
So the only thing it would do is make me up my level to try and match their intensity. Whereas by the third round of that, I was like, just judging by the crowd reaction, I was like, I think I probably got this. I thought the first 2 rounds were close on stage, but I was like, once he choked the third, I was like, I've won. So sort of took my foot off the gas a bit, but that's the only way that like someone's rounds will affect me. It will only ever affect me like positively. So it wasn't like I was like, oh my god, this guy's so aggressive, like help. I was just like, whatever.
No, you touch on that, talking about tucking your towel between your legs. I think in the first or second. But just to wrap up Raptors first, kind of trademark Raptor bars. I can end up behind bars much quicker than you can write them. I really like this bar, and I'm finding an odd trend in Raptor's writing that I'm hoping he's going to continue in the Shocks battle. So basically, in the Tony battle, he says something about fucking Tony's bitch or something, and Finn to give her the white tip like a reef shark. Yeah. And then in this battle, he says, if you want bars, when I'm coming in abundance with punches and explosive rounds that'll blow up his defense like pufferfish.
You think you're seeing an aquatic thing?
Yeah, I'm hoping against Shocks he gets on his krill shit. Like, or something.
Krill.
Yeah.
See, krill, I don't think you can really, you can do a lot of, you need to have a much more,
humpback.
So it's something that evokes more of an emotional response. Like if you reference Hitler, that's going to be a much bigger reaction than if you reference like a toaster or something. You know what I mean? Like the two things that evoke, like a reef shark, that's a pretty hype animal. Pufferfish, pretty cool animal, dude. Yeah. Krill, pretty much just whale food. So I think he's going to need to keep his aquatic references to hype animals. Maybe a giant squid or something.
Yeah, I think so. He hates you more than a Monday shift after a Sunday binge.
It must really hate me.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine, right? I think that.
Can you imagine?
It's quite.
I had to do it a couple of times.
Yeah, right.
Definitely hated it. So.
You can't even give them replay value. How the fuck you give them their money's worth? And,
solid. Yeah,
and how the fuck they accept you as a champ when they can't even respect you as a man?
Really nice multi.
Really nice multi. Kind of plays a little bit ironically, considering kind of your rounds forthcoming. But
at the time,
nonetheless, at the time, it's really, really strong. And there's bars that occur sometimes in battles where you're like, we spoke about bad bars earlier, but like where does this bar sit with you? Now, for me, I'm like, I don't know if I love this bar or I kind of think it's kind of lame. Laid down the material to edge it in the room like carpet fitters.
I liked it.
Yeah. I respected it. It felt a little PG to me, but it was.
The problem was it was at the end of a really long scheme. If it had been like a 4-bar setup punch and that was a punch, it would have been like, damn. But he had a very long setup. It is a very good punch, but and his setup is really solid. It's just like he needed more impact points in it. So like a scheme now, like in the current sort of battle rap meta, is sort of measured by the amount of impact points. Like bits where people like pop. So like in my bars, you'll see more of a move towards punchlines within a scheme, whereas Raptor has like really like cool setups that are like very crisp, well, like related multis and shit like that you would just say in conversation, and then one wordplay based punchline, which isn't like really the style that's popping right now. But again, like I respect it if that's what he wants to keep doing, because I just write what I want to write, and if that's what he wants to write, then keep on keeping on, man. But it's just yeah, in this battle it didn't really work out. But no, that actual individual piece of like wordplay or that as a punchline is good.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Just needs like a bit of a shorter setup, maybe. I don't know.
I think you're right. Actually, if that was the kind of little punch at the start, or just building out of a 4-bar setup, yeah, that could.
Yeah, or if that was like bar like 8 and like a 16-bar scheme or something.
Yeah.
Like, but because it was like bar 16 and a 16, it sort of yeah.
And then we get kind of Raptor just kind of wraps it up talking about how he's starting a graveyard, but it's one that holds spirits. I don't know, do graveyards hold spirits, right? I guess they do.
I mean, you're asking a pretty difficult question to answer there, buddy. I mean, like, do spirits even exist? Like, is there even such a thing as a spirit? Like, within the context of the bar, it's a great bar. Like, graveyards are for bodies, but I can't put a soul in it, hold spirits, soul in it. Like, really nice, great bar. But I mean, if you're asking for an actual explanation, I don't have one.
Right.
Like, I don't know the mysteries of the universe, the mysteries of what happens after we die, if anything happens. Can't help you there, bud. Sorry.
So now, obviously, this is probably one of the most quoted moments of the battle. You talking about how, the whole thing is absolutely fantastic. Talking about the rounds that you've forgotten. Yours are one that I've been forgetting because I forgot one round. You forgot 27. But I love the whole, like, 6 months before you hadn't elected Jed by referendum. That's just a really nice detail in there. This whole scheme is fantastic, and I really had that moment after I watched this, both on that live video and then eventually on the PPV. I was like, what was I thinking? Because initially coming up to this battle, I thought, oh, this is going to be close. But I was like, if Soul's on this kind of form, and you pretty much allay all fears within your first section, and everyone's rocking with you from day dot. Like there's no. Did it really feel like that? It always reminded me of seeing. I don't know if you watch Chiller versus Prep, where the crowd just are waiting for Chiller's first punch, and then they have the kind of the green light to just go with him.
Yeah, pretty much did. I mean, like it again though. What you're referencing is expectation,
right?
Like your expectation is that I may not be as good, like maybe I've fallen off because of caustic. So even like you, who I would class as a pretty like you like my stuff, right? You enjoy my battles, right? So even like imagine like a casual person someone who doesn't like particularly think I'm that good, or like thinks I'm all right, or is just like a Don't Flop fan and I happen to be the champ of Don't Flop or whatever. Like they're gonna like have an even lower like bar set. So yeah, that battle was all just sort of set up for me to do really well, and just again stars align and just sort of fortunate that was what the expectations were. And yeah, so then I mean the 27 wasn't like something that I wrote to be like to get like a reaction or anything. Like I was legitimately surprised when people reacted to it, because I wrote it to be like, because again, like it's an authenticity thing. Like that is what I was feeling. Like as much as I stay away from like the drama side and the sort of overall meta and shit, like it's impossible to stay away from it when people are literally like tweeting it to you like 24/7. You know what I mean? Unless I literally deactivate my social media, which I'd considered doing numerous times. But like literally like after the caustic battle, I was getting like quite a lot of like abuse from people, and the abuse itself didn't upset me, but it was like the people that it's like 6 months before, literally you guys thought I was like the fucking best thing since sliced bread, and then like I choke once, and then like all of the years that I battled for free, all of the years that I battled for little to no money, and the 10 battles that I did last year are completely thrown out the window because for 2 nights I didn't get some sleep. And that kind of like upset me, because I felt like all this work I put in, and it's literally for nothing, because none of it's real. It's just like it can all just be gone like within one battle. It's like, what have you done for me lately type thing. So I like really like I was upset by it, and that's why I wrote that, because it was real. It was what I was feeling at the time. I was like, these guys legitimately forgot the other 27 rounds that I did that year based off one. And it's not like a wordplay punchline. It's just what I was feeling, and I guess it resonated. But it was very like amusing to me that the very same people who forgot the 27 rounds were the ones reacting to it. Like I was laughing with Bamalam about it when we were watching the battle, and all the crowd was going nuts. We were laughing. It's like they're literally like, "Yeah, we are dickheads" or whatever. It's just like insane. You know what I mean? It's like I honestly didn't expect anyone to react to it. I thought people were gonna like boo it or something. Like, so when they like reacted, I was like, we're on easy street now, boys, because if you're reacting to that, then fuck. Like, I was pretty confident in the material I had written like after that.
No, the material is incredible. And just to stick on the 27 thing for a thing. I mean, many things. First of all, I love that you don't open going at Raptor's throat. He opens going at yours. You just open just clearing the air, which is so of you and just so kind of why people like you so much, because you're very aware of the context in which you rap and the world in which you rap. And maybe you're not so in depth with the viewpoint and the hashtags, but you just have such foreknowledge of this thing, and you really have been here for so long. And it is so hard. And I think the reason why I love the bar so much, it made me reaffirm some of my core beliefs in battle rap. That bar, after that bar, I was like, I've been hating unfairly on B Magic. Like, I love B Magic; it's one of my favorites. And I was like, I've forgotten his 27 rounds, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, because B Magic kind of, I don't know if anyone's been following his career closely. He's kind of openly said that he's going to leave battle rap. Doesn't really care anymore. He hasn't cared since the Conceited battle, although he did have a fantastic battle with Iron Solomon that's coming out pretty soon. But yeah, he's kind of been taking checks for leagues and kind of throwing in, and Moneybags kind of washed him on RBE and stuff like that. But blah, blah. So I was thinking all that stuff. And also just finally want to shout to my guy, Ryan Morgan, who does like battle rap vlogs.
I know who he is.
Yeah, you know Ryan Morgan. Because as soon as you drop that bar, the reason I just mentioned him is because the camera just cuts to him like with a stank face on, just like kind of tilting his head to the side dramatically on the stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's great. And he's the only person you see. It doesn't cut to the crowd, it cuts to this guy, and then it just kind of cuts over Raptor's shoulder and you get everyone going mad. But shout to Ryan Morgan. We're going to try and, we've been in contact, we're going to try and work on something soon. But big up his channel as well. I think it's Ryan Morgan Media. He's got lots of interviews with people.
He's been doing battle rap for a very long time. I remember him pre Lunar Mania, actually.
Wow.
Yep.
God, I didn't realize it was around that long. That's amazing. Okay, awesome. But yeah, definitely check out his stuff. Ryan Morgan Media. But and yeah. So again, you're not scared by anything that's going to happen in a battle. You realise you've been poked whatever so many times, and also just the fact that nothing really does kick off unless you're Hoffa or whatever. So he can be aggressive and I'll tuck my tail and probably choke. Well, I got a game plan for this rowdy bitch. I'm Holly Holmes' boxing coach. Bagnall, who obviously is known for kind of reacting, he reacts. It kind of sounds like he's taking his final snatch of breath before going underwater. He's like, ugh! Just kind of like he's just like stunned by that bar, and the crowd obviously go mad as well. I saw someone in the comments say that bar was overhyped, and then someone in the comments explained that Rowdy was Ronda Rousey's actual nickname, which I guess some people wouldn't have known. I kind of know surface MMA. I appreciate you're a big fan. But the guy kind of replied like, "Oh, that is hard," and I was just like, it was just great to see someone learn how good a bar was in text, and just come with fantastic stuff here. And again, you're harking back to the new, people who are vying for the chain potentially. I know Gemini, I think he commented recently, going to have Gemini on the podcast, I should say, as well, quite soon. Huge fan of Gemini. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And I think he commented recently on Facebook saying that he was flattered by all the people wanting him to kind of, vie for the championship, but it's just, he's going to do it in his own time. It is going to happen, but, he's just kind of got other things on at the moment, and you kind of build up this sense of legacy of the opponents currently vying for the chain. Go from Big T, Gem's incredible line against Big T, the turn Big T to a string vest, but you're more like a string vest because you're a see-through wife beater to Raptor. Obviously, that gets a huge reaction as well. Obviously, you're going on this angle kind of with Raptor and morphing that Big T line through it and stuff like that. And just, this first round, people are just going mad about this first round, Soul. It must be something you're really proud of.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, I'm happy that I won the battle, and I'm happy that the first round worked. People's reaction to it, like, my only feelings on it are that I'm glad that first round helped me win. Mm-hmm. Like, I won the battle, like, in part due to that first round. It was like a big reason that I won the battle. So that's why I like it. Whether or not other people that aren't me and the 7 people judging, I liked it, is kind of whatever to me at this point. Just because I've seen like how fickle like that love is or whatever. Not love, but like how fickle sort of people can be. I try not to put too much into it or let myself be too happy about, oh, look how many people love me, look how many people like me, because ultimately that's all like extremely temporary. So yeah, it's cool that they like it, and I'm glad that people enjoy it, like for their sake. But for me, I'm just kind of like whatever about it, honestly.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And after such a mighty round of such a fantastic angles, and just the conviction and execution's terrific, Raptor calls you a weasel. That's how he starts his second.
Sure.
And then a misjudgment on Raptor's part, which a few people have been quick to comment on. You are right, Jed. I've hit a bitch, and I won't hesitate to hit a bitch again. Doesn't get any reaction. Someone actually laughs in the background, kind of cynically. It is a kind of weird moment for him, but I guess it's kind of like you've got to come with the flip. You've got to say something. You put on the spot. It's difficult, isn't it, to come with something like powerful.
Yeah. It may have been strategic oversight there.
Right, yeah.
He has to try something. So.
Exactly.
At that point, he might as well, try it and hope the crowd rocks with it.
And he's funny here as well. Talk about basically fuck you for being in the Viewpoint 16 and fuck you now for tagging you in.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah. That was really funny.
And he does come with good stuff, but it struggles more than his first because you have delivered your stuff, and it just makes it look just slightly more pale. Just isn't quite going with the same kind of, like. You clown him again in the second with the whole kind of like SB Ace, you and I verse kind of. Snow actually had a similar bar versus Ty Law.
Really?
So yeah. So when
what was his bar?
It's going to be out of this world when you and I verse each other.
Oh wait, he didn't. Okay, so I thought you meant he had a similar bar to me.
Oh, sorry, no.
No, you don't need to, sorry, I just misunderstood.
Yeah, no.
All right, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, you surprised me, bro. Not just with your pen. What your pen create, but also you all know. Sorry, butchered that bar there. But basically, yeah, you slow down SVH. I don't owe Ryan's belt. This sort of stuff is absolutely fantastic as well. And talk about how he basically got jealous of Shotty and Major League pitcher because after the cage he turned his back to the team. First, second, he back to base. Are you an MLB fan or is this?
No, not really. It's just something that I thought of. I'm not like a baseball fan. It's just a bar that I sort of clocked a double entendre and then sort of expanded on it, like in a sense that it is a decent metaphor for someone who came out of prison and then continued to do cocaine because they go from the cage and then their back is to the first and second base, so you can change first second to first second, like time wise. So yeah, it just occurred to me that, and then just made it into a bar. I wouldn't say like I'm a huge MLB fan. Like I think I watched the World Series one year, but it was pretty fucking boring, honestly. But
no, yeah, I've actually caught some baseball last year live. And, it's a really fun thing, like as in like the whole stadium's got Wi-Fi and everyone's singing along to karaoke and every fifth hit like some old player comes out to throw like a frisbee or something, but the actual game is like it's kind of weird,
kind of rough, dude. I feel like that's if you need karaoke then you're struggling.
Billy Joel, Piano Man, came on.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, it was all right. The words bobble underneath, and we're just having a bit of a sing-song. But this is fantastic battle yet again. So much stuff to go through, and Raptor kind of he just doesn't quite come with the angles for you, which is so difficult at this point. But yeah, he just kind of coming with the whole "you're a nerd" kind of thing. I'm going to outmod you with nerd things kind of thing. Every round he goes in on how people don't get your bars. I really think this is something you do half a round at best. He needs something original and approachable.
See, I feel like that is the biggest mistake you made in the battle. Like you can't say. I honestly think it's the biggest mistake that people make in a lot of battles. Like whenever someone battles someone like me or Chilla or Tony, not even they don't really do it against Tony for some reason, but they like me, Chilla, whatever, like some other guy that writes, I don't fucking know, but like they always say that people don't get our bars, and if the crowd is reacting to the bars and you're saying we don't get your bars, it's kind of, I don't know, and especially when you're saying they don't want to hear that shit, but they're reacting to it, it's sort of it's counterproductive, like way to spend your time, because either they don't react to the bars, in which case you don't even need to address the fact they're not reacting because I'm already losing. You could just spend that time on something else. if they are reacting to the bars, then it's just a dead angle. Like it's just dead air in your time. So it's like never ever good to do it, because either they don't react and you win anyway, or they do react and you just the bar doesn't make sense now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, I feel like that's a really big like strategic mistake that people make a lot against me and Chilla and other people, I guess. Like, yeah,
I completely agree. Yeah, and that's the problem. Why maybe I'm not going to be going through too much of his stuff, because it is kind of that. And that's where he sort of falls down. But that's not to say that Raptor isn't brilliant in the battle and doesn't really bring.
No, he's brilliant. His writing's brilliant. Yeah. It's just like he needs a little bit more experience, because it just like strategy and stuff just comes with like battling like top tier opponents and losing to them and being like, right, okay, what do I need to do differently here? Like, what did I actually lose? Because at the top level, at like top tier and top mid level, like our bars are all pretty much the same, like comparable. And like what sets people apart is like strategy. So like Hollow and Pat are like great strategists that are like just brilliant at like constructing an approach that's going to beat someone. And I think it just comes down to experience, that he just got his approach wrong. But the way that he wrote his approach, you can't take like anything away from it. Like, he wrote his angles fantastically. They were just like bad angles.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree, and we'll just close at the battle with the fact that he lost to Sleepy G, which you bring up. Sleepy G, mate. Sleepy fucking G, mate. Doesn't he even rap? Isn't he the DJ? It's really funny. You're both cracking up, like, and you're like, there's just a really good atmosphere after this kind of serious battle. You're both really jovial with each other. It's great.
Yeah, I think like when I was writing that bar, I was trying to think of a way to conceal the punchline, because that's one of the most important things, is like concealing your punchlines. If people know what your fourth bar is going to be by what your third bar rhymes with, then it takes a sting out of it. But with that, I was like, this is so lighthearted. I actually think it's funnier if I don't conceal it. If just everyone knows that I'm going to say DJ, like, I think it's just like funnier. So yeah, I'm glad it worked. And I'm glad he like thought it was funny as well. It's actually a cool moment in the battle. Yeah, there's a point where I think we both started knew like what the outcome was being, so we had both sort of just let our guard down. Like, I wasn't going for his throat, he wasn't like stonewalling me, like not giving me any reaction, pretending it was shit. Like, he was appreciating my shit. I was like just no sort of like venom or that, just chilling. Like, I mean, even my third round closer I wrote with the intention to be like super, like deliver it super venomously, like
Sleepy G, mate.
No, not that. The closer, sorry. The thing that was like the C major thing, like dweeb take the belt, like, I got 2 words for you, fight it, behave yourself. I wanted to list all those things off like in a really like demeanor and aggressively, and then I got to that point and I was just like, fuck this, dude, like this is just silly, like, so yeah. But that was like a really cool moment in the battle. I'm glad you brought that up, because that was a fun one.
I love that moment. And I mean, there's so much we've glossed over here, but I feel we've so many bars already, and you end up winning it pretty clearly, come up with a belt. What is the Don't Flop doing like a yearly title defense now? Do you have any idea? Maybe are we doing it at the birthday event? Anything set?
I don't know what the plan is set in stone. Right. Like, they don't tell me. Like, I only knew I was battling Raptor like 5 weeks out. Like, from the actual event, they told me 5 weeks out that I was going to be battling Raptor. I think the plan was actually different and it got changed. But, right. So I won't know until the like 100%. Like, I've heard like rumors, but again, that's like from like staff and stuff, and like I can't really talk about it like publicly.
No, of course, yeah.
So like I don't really want to like announce anything that's not even set in stone. Like, it's not really my place to do it anyway. So